What is up, everybody? It's your boys back again with another episode of Franchise Tag Fantasy Football Podcast. As you can tell, we have a full house today. This is going to be a great episode. Just to give you guys a quick preview, we're doing an influencer mock draft. It's going to be a 10-team, half-point PPR, single quarterback league. So, with that being said, everyone's going to want to skip the nonsense anyways. I'm going to go around the room and give these guys a chance to introduce themselves and let you know who they are and where you can find them. Tyler, you want to start?
Yeah, sure. So my name's Tyler. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram at Tyler Bradley CP. Follow at FF Advice Forum, Twitter and Instagram. Check out our YouTube channel, the Fantasy Football Advice Forum. But most importantly, come over to our website, fantasyfootballadviceforum.com. It's the community for fantasy footballers. It's awesome content. A lot of these guys are over there, responding to your questions, hitting you up. So make sure you check that out too.
Heck yeah.
Alex, you want to go?
Oh yeah, go to Alex here.
What's up, everybody? I'm Alex. I go by the Fantasy Football Hustler at FF Hustler 420 is pretty much everywhere on social media. And a new thing I got going, one-on-one-ffadvice.com. So I'm bringing the one-on-one advice that really nobody is doing. We live stream probably about 40 hours a week, and we're doing like 3 shows a day, but I'm taking it even further with the one-on-one advice. And we got a huge best ball tournament that we're doing, $10 entries, and we're mixing in IDP. So if anybody wants to dabble, I got a big tournament for you guys to dabble.
Heck yeah.
I went in on that.
Hey, and I'm Bandy from the Fourth and Flex Fantasy Football Podcast. You can find us on YouTube. The link's right there. Just, you could Google Fourth and Flex, and we'll pop right up there, man. So check us out.
And last and definitely least, you can find the Fantasy Football Joker and my bad wrestling promos and dumb impersonations on YouTube at Jack Lusney, on Twitter. It's just all in my name. It's on my socials. I couldn't do it any other way, so go check it out.
Feel that. And as you guys know, you all know, if you're back, you know me and Ray, our ugly mugs are just sitting here hanging out. So, news and notes, guys. We're going to kind of breeze through this. A lot has been happening because it is now training camp time. Garrett Wilson has a low ankle sprain. That is bad for me because of my infatuation for him and wanting him to be awesome this year. Jonathan Taylor. There's a lot going around Jonathan Taylor right now. He has requested a trade from the Colts, but Jim Irsay, the owner of the Colts, has also said not going to happen.
If he dies, he dies.
His exact words out of his mouth.
Did you guys notice that he had a little powdered donut substance all over his nose when he gave that little presser?
Oh, we got anything else on the news and notes side, Ray?
Not really. I mean, Ken Walker and Zach Cabernet were not at practice today, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be a super big issue. Kyle Shanahan hyping up Brock Purdy, the hype season. The Rams did sign Royce Freeman. Might be, if you're talking about a 16-man league, might be something to look at there.
Oh,
that's the only time I would think about it.
Also, Sony Michel retired.
Oh, yeah, and Sony Michel retired. I breeze right over that. No one cares. You want to talk about the nonsense? Let me tell you. The Garrett Wilson thing, I want to talk about that for just a second. Where's your worry meter right now with a low ankle sprain? Where's your worry meter, Aaron?
Like a half a point.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I know that you have a lot of shares of them.
Brutal. Brutal. Dynasty. But
you hope a half a point.
Oh, I'm hoping. Definitely hoping.
I drafted him in Scott Fishbowl, and I'm worried now a little bit. I was definitely banking on Garrett Wilson breakout season.
He's got a little time. He'll figure it out. He'll hop out there.
It's still 5 weeks before the season actually starts. Yeah. I think a lot of people are forgetting that.
Yeah, it just feels so close. It feels like it's just ramping up.
I want it to be here.
I'm literally drafting in so many leagues,
There's a thing, though, where it's like if just because you're injured, like missing preseason and training camp a lot of times, like these players, just if they miss, whether they're injured or not, takes them longer to then get into football shape once they start playing. So that's more where my worry is. It's not necessarily that he's going to be like too injured to play the season, but it's like it might take 4 to 6 weeks for us to see true Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, makes sense.
I hope not. A couple of other small pieces of news. Zach Wilson, or I'm sorry, Zach Taylor said that Joe Burrow is going to be out for several weeks. They didn't really give a time frame on it. I'm not really super worried about it, but I don't think that, I don't think it's a big deal. I think they're just kind of being a little more.
And that's also like a clickbait headline because, like, when you got the actual wording from them, they said he's going to miss the preseason. He's missing those weeks. And then they changed it around to make it sound like, it could or could not be during the season, just the way that they worded it.
Yeah, to get people to get on their site and stuff. Deontay Johnson walked off the practice field, then was carted off, but I still don't think there was a real big issue there. I think they were just being precautionary. Miles Sanders hype train still going, 3 down back kind of stuff.
Choo.
And then Javonte Williams, the last thing I wanted to just mention, it's looking like he's going to be ready to roll week 1, and I don't see them signing anybody else. His ADP is going to go start skyrocketing.
I completely disagree. There's no way he's ready week 1. There's no bet that I wouldn't take on. There's no way. He's got a full stone cold knee brace.
Bet?
He's like struggling.
That's all I heard. No bet.
He's not making cuts. He's not taking hits. Like, he's not taking contact. Nah, he's not playing week 1 like full workload. You can put that out of your head.
He did get cleared for contact, but full workload and getting out there for week 1 is 2 different things.
He's not getting out there for more than 10 touches week 1.
I think I might agree with that, honestly.
All I'm saying, you went from no week 1 to 10 touches week 1, so you're already wavering.
I fully know week 1, but like, even if by some miracle he was able to like suit up and play week 1, they're not gonna like put him out there and be like, oh yeah, go get 15, 20 carries like your first game. That's not happening. They're gonna even if by some miracle of miracles, which I do not believe is gonna happen, he was available week 1, it's not gonna be a full workload for like half the season. J.K. Dobbins, we just saw this literally.
I'm not touching Javonte. I'll just say that.
Now, what about J.K.? J.K. got his knee scoped.
Yeah, well, they went and got Melvin Gordon. That's going to take away whatever goal line carries they were going to already have that wasn't going to Lamar.
Things have to be bad if Melvin Gordon got signed to the team and you're like supposed to be the he's on the practice squad last year for the Chiefs.
So are you just out on J.K.? Like, is J.K. too far gone?
Nope. I drafted him in a bunch of Dynasty.
I'm giving him a thumbs down because of the ADP.
I'm kind of out on JK. I've been out on JK for a while, but I'm more so this season than I ever have been before. But I can still see there is value if he is indeed going to play. I mean, but if they brought in Melvin Gordon and gave him a contract, I don't know. That's tough.
If he falls late, I mean, and he's there and nobody wants him, I might grab him up. You know what I mean? Like, if he's there late, there's nobody better to grab. He could maybe get you a little towards the end of the season, maybe help you win some games.
All right. Well, Aaron.
All right, guys. So what we're going to do is because everyone kind of got a couple days to pick their spots in this draft. I don't know if it was like me, I just clicked the first one I saw. But for those of them who wanted to be in a certain spot, no more because it's randomized. All right. Here we go. Randomization. So jumping into this 10-team mock draft here. Up first, we got Ray. Then we got Mike McGo. Then we got the Zach Bradley, Jack Buddy, which would be your boy there at the fantasy football joker. Then myself at 5. I didn't move but 2 spots. Then we've got Tyler. Then we've got Bradley Twin, Crispy One, the FF Hustler, and Bandy B Flexin. Wrapping it up. So I don't know if I'll be able to get us all in this way. Ooh, look, we all fit. Board's a little small, but I'm going to start the draft minute and a half per pick. 10-team, half point, 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 2 flex to kind of mix it up just a little bit. So with that being said, Ray, let's go.
Well, I might have to take the whole minute and a half to really consider what I'm thinking. Or I'm just going to take Justin Jefferson and just cut the shit.
Okay. On the clock, we got Mike McGo. So, as Ray said, he took Justin Jefferson. Does anybody have any other takes that they would want to take here, like Jamar Chase, for example?
Maybe when Burrow was not hurt.
It kind of does change a little thing right there, but
No,
I still think
Yeah,
Go
that's
ahead.
right. That's the right move. Justin
Remembering,
Jefferson at the
you gotta
one. I
remember
mean,
though, it's redraft, right? Like Dynasty, I could still make the argument that long term Chase has a better quarterback situation than Jefferson, but for redraft, like obviously Jefferson.
yeah, that's the call. Jefferson, he was going like one with wide receivers last year, and he finished one, so that's the right call, man.
I'm not a
All
big
right, then-
fan of going running back, so I'm just gonna go with the number one wide receiver before he got hurt last year. Because on a point per game basis, Cup was crushing it just like he was the year before. So I'll just roll with that again. I think the Rams are gonna rebound nicely this year.
That
Mm.
I would kind of agree with, and if not, he's the only person there. So in between, we got Jefferson, Chase, McCaffrey, Cup. I'm on the clock. I could go Austin Eckler. I don't really want to. I kind of want to go Travis Kelsey just to see how my team turns out because I don't really ever take him. But I'm not going to do that either because I'm a chicken. So I'm going Tyreek Hill.
Targets, I like it.
This is no tight end premium.
No tight end premium.
All right, you might have swayed me a little bit if it was the other way.
And Kelsey was looking juicy, huh?
Man, he was looking so juicy. I mean, he's still juicy. 5 points higher than any other tight end last year on a per game average, but I just don't see anybody behind this guy that they'll take him off the field for. So I'm going to take Eckler there.
Eckler
Okay.
at the 1-6. Not bad. Bradley Twin 0-1. Waiting on him. So we got some time to kill.
You know, Eckler is a name that I think I've seen go from 5 to 10, like it just all over the place.
Yeah.
And I don't know where I feel comfortable taking him right now. Like if I was in the 8, I'd be like, oh hell yeah, I got Austin Eckler. But like at the 5, I'm like, ooh, there's still probably a few names that I'd rather have than Eckler. It's kind of crazy.
A little bit.
For sure.
Definitely a little crazy.
Yeah, well, he hasn't rushed for over 1,000 yards once in his career. It's the catches, it's the targets that he's catching outside the backfield. So, I mean, Austin Eckler, 21 total touchdowns last year,
Mhm.
something crazy like
Mhm.
that.
18 and 20 the year before. He's got 38 in 2 years.
Ridiculous.
It's like,
Ridiculous. I like Eckler a lot. I do.
So I don't know why all you guys are chicken to take Travis Kelsey, but I'll definitely take him at the 9 spot.
Because he fell.
Is the
At 9, you have to.
this is like last year. Last year I was doing that like every draft. I was double tapping Kelsey and Mahomes at the back of the drafts. It was just every draft. Even in 16-man dynasty, I still have Mahomes. Kelsey.
Is there not a case to be made that Travis Kelsey is in the 101, like at least contention that people should be thinking about him?
Too rich for my blood.
Positional advantage in football. No other player on this list, above him or below him, is a bigger positional advantage.
Well, that's the thing. I think this year Mark Andrews will be. He was the only reason he wasn't last year is because he got hurt. He was the year before, and he's going 2 rounds later.
I mean, it might be a better value, but he's still being a diabetic. I mean, you're barely going to see him out there on the field 75% of the time at max, most games.
All right, I'm on the clock. I got 30 seconds left here. Dude said you're not taking running backs early. I like taking running backs early, so I'm going to go ahead and grab Bijan. I think, for PPR, they're lining him up everywhere on the field. He's going to get you where you need to be. It's a little scary because he is a rookie, but with all the records this guy is broken, I'm comfortable taking Bijan, especially in the 10th spot. And I'm still on the clock. So I got me a running back. I think I need me a good wide receiver here. I'm thinking targets. Stephon Diggs is usually pretty good there. I'll grab me some Diggs. Why not?
There we go. All right, guys. So to wrap up the first round, we got Jefferson, Chase, Caffrey, Cup, Tyreek Hill, Austin Eckler, Saquon Barkley at the 1-7, Nick Chubb, Travis Kelsey, and Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, what's crazy is everyone's saying they don't like taking running backs, but if we're in 1.0 or anything higher than that, I'm with you.
Yeah.
With 0.5, these running backs are going to dry up real quick, and so I'm just going to go Derrick Henry.
Damn right. Attaboy.
Especially, you don't have many running backs now that are one of the like on the field all the time. Everybody's moving to that committee dynamic. So if you can lock you in one that's like guaranteed a workhorse, I feel like you have to do it.
And Henry is that guy. He is him.
Also, shout out to his Week 17 matchup. They're going to be playing Houston, and in those clean alternate uniforms, the baby blues. You know he's going for 250 that game.
Yeah, I like it.
And Crispy, that's one of my peeps from our community, the 420 crew, and he's a Cowboy fan, so of course he took.
So he's gonna be taking Tony Pollard when it comes back around, right?
Maybe he's there.
He's smarter than the average bear because he's been drafting with us since like 2 days after the Super Bowl. So maybe CD's the only one where he'll draft with his emotion.
I mean, it's not a bad pick when you think about it.
Yeah, he's going to be good for 120 targets.
What are we thinking about Nick Chubb, man? Every year, Nick Chubb falls and falls, and then he ends up surprising us all. So why isn't Nick Chubb still falling at the end of drafts?
Oh,
he's the man. 5.5 yards a carry for his career. He's the man. He's going to get work. He's going to be the workhorse this year over there. I mean, even with no Hunt, I mean, I don't know anyone who's trying to champion Jerome Ford. Like, I mean, come on, glorified like third or fourth stringer there. And with Watson, just the threat of the pass, that's going to open up so many more holes for him.
Mm-hmm.
I also think people don't realize he doesn't have a lot of tread on the tires. Last year was the most carries he's seen in his career at 308.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right, Tyler, what are you thinking here, buddy?
I'm gonna go with the trending on Twitter right now. I'm gonna take some Amon Ra.
Oh, one pick before me. Thank you.
Why is Amon Ra trending on Twitter?
He made a good catch at camp, like everybody.
He made
But I will
250 solid catches at camp.
Yeah, Detroit has a good offense.
Yeah.
Why is everyone fading him so much? I mean, he's only killed it for the first 2 years of his career.
Mm-hmm.
I think injuries are what really have people thinking. But Aaron, what's your thought process here right now?
So my thought process here, as I've talked about numerous times, I typically don't really start out. I'm more of a late round running back kind of guy. Jonathan Taylor is still sitting here. The news that's coming out, I'm sure he's still going to play with the Colts, but I don't want any part of that with Anthony Richardson and or Gardner Minshew. It's not really, what I'm kind of liking to look at. So you know what I'm going to do here. We just talked about him in the news and notes. He's got a low ankle, but I don't care because I'm taking as many shares of Garrett Wilson as I possibly can.
Aaron, if I could just draft him for you, I would have. Like, just cut the shit again. We already knew you were taking him.
Thanks.
Dude loves some Garrett Wilson, huh?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Offensive rookie of the year. I mean, it's only going to get better, right? With a better quarterback now.
All right, Jack.
All
What's
right,
your thought process here?
I hate everyone that I'm looking at. I'm not taking Jonathan Taylor because of the news with like Irsay and everything. I'm not taking a quarterback this early in single quarterback. I'm not taking Josh Jacobs. I had him last year, and that was awesome for me, but I'm off of that this year because I don't like the team and what they're doing. I'm torn between Devontae Adams, but I'm going to go young, and I'm going to go with Jalen Waddle and just stack wide receivers.
All right.
Okay.
I agree with that. I had Jalen Waddle last year in a redraft, and it was not as bad as you'd think, especially the fourth round value you were getting him last year. He's kind of crept up this year, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Waddle he had his moments, He had his moments where he was really good, and he had his moments where he was disappointing last year because I had him on a team too. But yeah, he is definitely creeping up in ADP for sure.
Yep. And first quarterback off the board at 2.8 is Patrick Mahomes. Ray, you gonna go Josh Allen here or what?
He should have to take a shot for that. I think that's what it is. Like he just have to take a quick swig of something. So I'm on the clock here, and I'm just gonna make it real short, sweet, to the point. I'm gonna take Chris Olave, and I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna take Devontae Adams.
You are gonna let me get him back. All right, guys. So second round recap, we got Stephon Diggs at the 2-1, Derrick Henry, CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Amon St. Brown, Garrett Wilson, Jalen Waddle, Patrick Mahomes at the 2.8 first quarterback, Jonathan Taylor, who fell all the way back to the back of the second, Chris Olave, and now we're into the third. Who went? Josh Jacobs went? I mean, do you guys like that value or no?
Not currently with his situation, but that's just kind of how I'm kind of off on those situations. So
It's not even just the situation, honestly. Like, even before like the contract stuff, I was saying like I was off of Jacobs this year. I traded him in Dynasty. Now, granted, it was so I could move to like a really high power wide receiver stack. Because now I've got on this one team in a 16-team league, Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Justin Jefferson. Just all of
So
them.
you're not losing any games. Got it.
So, good luck to Tyler, who's in that league. Yeah, I'm off Jacobs because like historically we've seen running backs coming off of those like huge workload seasons, those like career high seasons, and especially ones where they played through several nagging injuries the whole year, which is exactly what Jacobs did last year because I was there for it all. There were lots of times where they were like he might not start and then he would go play and carry the ball 25, 30 times. So I think this year could be really dangerous for Jacobs, and I think the whole team's going to crater. Devontae Adams will get it done by volume alone, but I mean, you're depending on Jimmy G, and I don't think Josh McDaniels has it in him. Oh, now I've got an actual hard decision to make here. Good Lord. This is where I get to like, am I punting tight end or am I punting running back? It's basically like I'm either gonna move tight ends and take Mark Andrews here because like I mentioned, I think he's literally going to be right there step by step with Kelsey this year. He would have been last year if not for injuries, in my opinion. But it's a mock draft, and if this was real, I'd probably go Mark Andrews here, but I'm just going to take my guy. Najee Harris is one of the like workload. Steelers are going to steal it. They're going to give this man 300 carries no matter what. The Jalen Warren stuff is hilarious to me.
For sure.
It's really adorable.
Someone came in onto our show today and was like, watch out for Jalen Warren on third down.
So we're at pick 35 in this draft. It's nice to be able to just kind of go quick math on this since there's only 10 teams. I can get Josh Allen 13 spots behind ADP in the third round. Am I going to do it? No, I'm not going to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I always do, as I always do. And no, actually, I'm not. I'm going to switch it up. You know what? I'm going to take Mark Andrews. I'm going to take early tight end and not have to worry about it.
There you go.
Never do it. Never do it. But mock draft, as Jack said, try new things. See what happens.
I don't know if you guys have like ever played in a tight end in a league with a tight end, just one tight end spot, and you've had to stream every single week. It's not fun. It's stressful.
No. Hey, quick question for quarterback scoring: is this 4-point like throwing touchdowns or 6-point receiving touchdowns?
I only play in 6.
Good.
So it's 6 across the board.
6 across the board. Why should a quarterback take a hit for throwing a touchdown just because someone caught it?
Yeah, what's everyone else's thoughts on that? I really feel like everybody should just graduate past the 4-point passing TDs.
Yeah, I'm past that. Yeah, on all my leagues, it's 6 points. I think is what I do.
Are you going to do it? Are you going to take Josh Allen, Tyler? Is that why you asked that question?
Man, it's really hard not to. It's really hard not to. I actually probably would have, if you would have been 4 points, I probably would have taken Jalen Hurts over Josh Allen, surprisingly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
points at though.
I'm just gonna, because I'm a Memphian and I eat barbecue sandwiches at his folks' shop all the time, I'm gonna take some Tony Pollard.
You didn't let Crispy one get to even get the chance.
He's gonna be salty about that.
You did him a favor. I think Tony Pollard's a bust this year.
Mm.
Ooh.
That's
Hey,
spicy.
I can't say that. You know, I leased Tony Pollard his first Corolla when he was in college, and then I called him back afterwards, and I was like, "Hey, so your lease is up," and his dad's on the phone. He's like, "Yeah, he's not going to be releasing or keeping the Corolla. He's driving something much nicer now." So
nice.
just a little hometown love right there. It's a mock.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Ooh, Josh Allen might be falling out all the way to the 4th. That's crazy.
Huss, you're talking about changing the points up. I've noticed a lot of commissioners. I wouldn't say scared, but just kind of stuck in their ways with all the things. I feel like you over there are ahead of the curve a little bit with all the IDP and then Superflex, which been doing Superflex for a few years now. But I mean, the tight end premium thing, I think, give it a few more years, that'll just be standard. You know what I mean? But
Yeah. And I've actually removed the tight end spot in all the leagues and converted it to a flex and then made it tight end premium. Because, like, if you go back and look, I mean, Kelsey's just like a league winner in like every league with the tight end. Like, that's what's crazy that people say it's hard to draft him that high. But when you're in any week after the draft and you just look at your projections and you're projected by 10 points more right off the bat because that one position makes everything else so much easier.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's why I wanted to even the playing field. That's why I've converted tight end to flex and we do the tight end premium.
I like that.
To his point, that's why for years, like I've been touting, like hit tight the onesie positions early. Like even back when people were like wait on quarterback, I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just take my quarterback tight end stack early and I'll worry about. And it's also because I feel like during the year, how many tight ends and quarterbacks really pop up on waivers that are valuable compared to running backs. There's running backs every year.
For sure.
For sure,
Ooh,
yeah.
So you're going
Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon, huh?
Yeah.
Hmm.
He likes
Why-
touchdowns. That's
Why
for
wouldn't you? Yeah, Joe Mixon. What, 5 touchdowns in one game last year? Mixon, man, he's the guy for sure. We know he is. I like it. I like Mixon.
And he's only dropped because of all that drama. He already
Mhm.
took a pay cut. He's not getting any kind of in trouble with the law or anything like that. So
Yep.
I'll take him at the discounted price.
Yes, sir. And I'm on the
Agreed.
clock here, looking over at my running backs at the top: Brees Hall, Travis Etienne. I'm gonna go with a guy that he's gonna get work. He's gonna get work. He does every year. Grab me a running back, Aaron Jones.
Ooh, value.
Packers fan here.
Good
Yes,
Like
sir.
that pick.
Yes,
Another
sir.
Packer fan here. Value.
All right, so now I'm still on the clock. I'm gonna kind of slide over to my wide receivers, look and see what's going on there. Josh Allen is still there, though.
That's
Oh my
crazy.
gosh.
You have to at this value
Oh
right
my
here, dude.
god. Oh yeah.
I mean, it stacks with Diggs too. It's so obvious.
Like there's no way you're going Josh Allen.
I have to. I looked over there. He was just staring up at me, boys. I had to.
No, man, good. All right, Alex, what you thinking here, man? Looking wide receiver for sure, right?
That's what's kind of crazy is because like I feel like there's more value at the running back spot
Yep.
right now because I mean just look at all those wide receivers I went in round 2. I mean I kind of screwed myself on I kind of like pigeonholed myself into a certain style, but we're gonna go ETN and I got him as my number 3 and we're gonna see because I bet there's a bunch of running backs that start going because everyone went wide receiver heavy. So trying to be ahead of this running back curve and we'll roll the dice on the wide receivers.
That's right. That's how I play it.
Listen, brother, at the end of this, when I'm so bad at running back and great at wide receiver, I'll throw you some offers out. Just for a real league. Hey, let's get this done. I got
That's how I'm
this.
feeling,
You got
yeah.
that. We need each other.
I'm getting antsy over there.
I feel like I have more luck hitting on later wide receivers. You know what I mean? Like with the running back position, you've got to kind of take those guys more at the top that are going to produce. I have a lot more luck hitting on good wide receivers in the later rounds.
I feel you. So third round ring cap, guys, I'm slacking here. Devontae Adams went 3-1. Josh Jacobs, Ramondre Stevenson, Najee Harris, Mark Andrews, Tony Pollard, Jalen Hurts, T. Higgins, Joe Mixon, Aaron Jones, and we're into the fourth. There goes my champion, Miles Sanders. He's my guy for me this year for sure. And knowing that, probably don't draft him anymore, people, if you're listening. So,
What do you think? Joe Burrow's about to just start falling, huh? Everywhere.
Probably.
I mean, normally he'd have been gone by now in most mocks I've been doing, half PPRs especially.
That's the thing on computer though, too, right? Because we talk about it all the time. Is you got 1, 2, 3 quarterbacks typically going in the second round with Mahomes, Hurts, and Allen. But when you draft with actual real life people, like they get to make those choices, and the computer doesn't just take next best available. So it's kind of nice to see what you would see in like kind of a home league kind of happen.
I think this being a 10-teamer, it's really influencing the falling of quarterbacks.
I just realized that. Yeah, I was just thinking about that too. 10-teamer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing that's making all these quarterbacks fall, especially Josh Allen. That's crazy to me. That stack is gnarly.
Hell yeah.
That it is. All right, Tyler, what we got, buddy?
Well, so I was sweating over here because the guy before. So I was Miles Sanders, ETN, like those were my targets there, and then it was a mixture between Hawkinson and somebody else. But I was thinking Bradley Twin. I was like, man, he's got Hurts. He's gonna take Devonta, but I didn't realize that he had taken AJ Brown already. So watching him not take Devonta gave me some excitement. A guy finished top 10 last year. I'm going to take the value.
All right. I mean, that Hurts Brown stack isn't bad either. We're talking about stack. Sorry, got me in
You guys
baseball
want to hear
mindset.
some new news on Jonathan Taylor real quick that just popped up on Twitter?
But breaking news. Yeah, what's up?
So JT reported to training camp complaining of back pain that was deemed from a pre-existing issue. The team is now considering placing him on the non-football injury list, which could result in him not being paid for the regular season.
Oof.
Oh, that's just getting into be a worse situation.
Well, he's playing games. They're playing back. That's what's going on there.
It's true. Man, I really need a running back, right? Surely?
Sure.
No, I don't think so. I'm taking a guy that I think is being slept on. His quarterback last year finished as quarterback 5 and 6-point touchdown scoring formats. I'm talking about DK Metcalf. He's still going to be the one in that offense. Geno Smith, yes, it could be a career year for him as far as last year goes. But even if he just puts up somewhat similar numbers, DK is still going to be a top 20 wide receiver. And at wide receiver 3, which slides into my flex in this format, I'll take that.
I don't know if you guys have seen it. I don't even want to shout out the guy who said this, but there's a youngster on fantasy Twitter saying that he predicts that JSN is going to lead the Seahawks in receptions, touchdowns, and yardage for all wide receivers.
Not this year.
I did say on a previous few episodes that I do think that JSN is the number 2 right now in that offense, and we've seen nothing but a track record of if you're taking that highly as a receiver, you're panning out right now. That's just the track record of what it's been in the last 4 or 5 years.
So Geno Smith is just going to support several 1,000-yard wide receivers all of a sudden for multiple years in a row. Like I know he did it last year for the first time in his decade-long career, but we're just sold on Geno as like a franchise guy now.
It's also,
negative.
You could argue, the best head coach that he's ever had and the best wide receiver one he's ever had. So
for sure. That's for sure.
It's the best supporting cast he's ever had.
I would have gone. I would have taken him. So I'm actually sad you stole him from me.
I'm sorry.
Maybe that's why I'm just talking about it.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go with Jahmyr Gibbs. I've taken no Gibbs this season, but I just take the chance on PPR and get that second running back out of the way.
I like it. I love Gibbs. If I wouldn't have had Bijan, I might have snagged him up. I just don't like having that much questions on my team. Rookies. That scares me, especially for redraft.
Yeah, the rest of my guys feel solid, so I feel like I could take the chance on Gibbs there. Normally, I'm not that into it, to be honest.
I've been meaning to bring it up. Whoever's number 2 who picked Taylor and Jacobs. Big gorilla balls over there.
No. No doubt.
All right, man. So being on the clock and needing running backs in just the worst possible way. Do I take a shot on Breece Hall and Ken Walker? Do I really do it? That's tough. I don't know, especially with the news that Dalvin Cook's probably going to go to the Jets, and Ken Walker's splitting time. I could take a look at tight end right here, stir that up, and be done with it with George Kittle. And I think that I'm just going to kind of punt the running back position and hope I can get something on the back end turn because a lot of running backs have already been taken. So I'm going to go ahead and grab George Kittle here. Then I'm going to go and solidify my quarterback and take Justin Fields.
Hey, that works. So for the 4th round, we have Josh Allen at 4-1, Travis Etienne, Miles Sanders, TJ Hawkinson, Devonta Smith, DK Metcalf, Jahmyr Gibbs, Calvin Ridley, Lamar Jackson, George Kittle, and now we're into the 5th round where Deebo Samuel goes right after Ray took Justin Fields.
We need to talk about Dalvin Cook for a second, man. I don't like that him going to the Jets. I don't like that at all, man. I like if there was any place he could go that wouldn't be good for fantasy, I feel like it'd be the Jets. You agree or no? What do you think?
It's just because he's going to split time with Brees Hall, in my
Exactly. I don't like that.
I'm kind of off on both.
Yeah.
They're signifying that Brees Hall is not going to be fully ready week 1, and it's exactly why I don't think Javonte is going to be ready week 1 either.
Mhm.
Just wait till Leonard Fournette signs there, and everyone loses their mind.
Yeah.
They had Samaje Perine as a sleeper. This is where I'm at is the easiest decision for me. In every draft that I have not basically done the Mandrews Lamar stack at 3-4, which is what I would have done normally in a real draft. I take Justin Herbert here because he's my highest rated quarterback at this point. I have him rated higher even than Fields. So it's just a value at this point. And I lock up my star quarterback.
Yeah, Battle of the Justins, right, Ray? To basically take your
Battle
pick
of
right
Justins. So we got this thing on our show. It's called a beer bet. We're making beer bets all throughout the season, and then I'm just gonna get real drunk at the end of the season. So that's what we do. I don't know about you guys.
Ray thinks he's going to win just every bet he ever puts down.
A beer bet, like he owes you a beer if you win, or you got to drink a beer.
He owes
If
me
you
a
win,
beer.
the other person buys him a sixer.
I want to drink the beer.
Well, you said you're gonna get real drunk. I thought maybe you get on the show and just drink them all.
Just
You know what?
shotgun natty lights on the show.
Yeah. Oh, Huss would do that.
Hell yeah.
All right, I'm punting the running back down the road, man. I
Oh
got to
my
do it at
gosh.
this point in time. Listen, I'm rolling the dice to take shots here.
You're
I
killing
think
me.
Mr. Massage himself, Deshaun Watson, takes a huge step forward this year. I'm drafting Amari Cooper right here because it's going to be his
hate
number
you.
1. Sorry, man. I got sniping one person on going this way and one person going
man.
this way. I'm good.
It sniped me
No.
hard. I was sitting there hoping. I was like, give me that 5th round value with Amari Cooper.
Yep,
You
so I'm
know,
taking
and then
Amari
it gets
Cooper
into
here.
like the weeds here.
I gotta say, I do like the 10 man. How it seems like everybody gets decent players, you know. With the 12 guys, like there's always that team that just kind of nothing. When there's 10, there's like a lot of good players to go around, you know.
You can build your roster a real more comfortable way in the 10. I like 10s.
I do too. No, it's not very well looked at though.
It's funny because 10s are the new 8s.
What's that?
10s are the new 8s. Like back in the day when you would be in an 8-man fantasy league, people would look down on you.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
I mean, if you play in an 8-man league now, I still kind of look down on you. It may be fun, but it doesn't mean we can't poke fun at you.
Hey,
It's
Huss,
like it's like it's in the league. It's an 8-man league, but it's really competitive.
we did 32-man league last year. It was crazy.
Yeah.
See, that's just gross.
That's continuing this year. We already started the draft.
Yeah.
I lucked out and I got the number 5th pick.
Whoa, nice. I think I was like 27 last year. It was ridiculous.
Jesus.
But I got Travis Kelce as the 27th pick. Yeah, it was wild. Well, but there's not like a full roster though. You got like what was it? 10 slots?
Yeah, 5 offense, 4 defense, and we raised it to 9 bench spots this time because some people got screwed last year just with bye weeks where they had to like drop people.
Mm-hmm. It was
Yeah,
wild.
Damian Pierce right there. That's a. I don't know if I like that pick for his team.
I don't
think I do.
very good about that pick.
I don't like that.
Why
Just
not?
saying, I don't
You
like
think-
that at all.
You don't like that? Singletary, you think is going to take some of the work from Dameon Pierce? I think he's going to kill it.
I think that he could have had better value than Damian Pierce right there in the 5th. Really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, Brees Hall is just plummeting.
Oh yeah. I might get another shot to
There
take
you
him at
go.
the 6.
You might. You might. I'm on the clock though, and I'm looking down, looking up at my team. Again, I got to stick with the running backs. These guys are punting them. I'm saying give them to me. You know what I mean? So looking down, I got I really like DeAndre Swift. I know it's not a very popular opinion, but they're saying DeAndre Swift has been only lining up at wide receiver type stuff. So I think I'm gonna grab me some DeAndre Swift. I think he's gonna surprise people and do pretty well over there in Philly.
Heck yeah.
And then I probably need to grab a wide receiver, honestly.
But you're just talking about how you didn't need them.
Well, I not at that pick, but one pick later, bring them to me. You know what I'm saying? So looking down, I got D-Hop. I really like D-Hop, man. It don't matter who his quarterback is. He makes stuff happen. But Drake London's kind of staring up at me too, but I think I'm going to stick with my gut and take D-Hop over here.
All right, guys. For the fifth round, sorry to cut you off there. We've got Justin Fields at the 5-1, Debo Samuel, Jerry Jeudy, Justin Herbert, Amari Cooper, Trevor Lawrence. Tyler got that sneaky pick in there. I wanted to talk about it a little bit, but kind of moving on. I know exactly what he's gonna try to do here in this next round as long as he goes to him. Damian Pierce, Keenan Allen, Terry McLaurin, and DeAndre Swift rounds it out at the 5-10. So
what are you thinking here, Alex? What's your thought process right now?
My thought process is everybody's like hunting running backs. I feel like I'm just gonna keep like stacking them up because we're still going with starters. We only have to start two wide receivers, and
you got those flex spots.
Yeah, I mean, really, like, I don't know why everyone thinks like Walker is going to be in like a 50-50 split. Everybody splits work. Crazy old Pete Carroll already came out and said they want him to get like 17 to 20 touches a game. He never lies. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. He'll tell you what it is, and then he's just going to run it at you. So,
didn't I see something about Walker today getting hurt or something? No,
both of them were out of practice.
Yeah, they got out of practice.
Walker's less hurt than Charbonnet, though, from what I was looking at. Charbonnet is the one that like actually could have to miss some time, but Walker should be fine.
Well, that's good for Walker, really. I mean, everybody's been worried about Charbonnet coming in, and I thought I saw something about Charbonnet saying indefinitely gone or something like that.
Shit.
That's where I read.
See that.
Yeah, you did. I saw something.
The Charbonnet injury is actually like more of a real injury compared to Walker. I liked your other pick, though. Scary Terry, man. Death, taxes, and 1,000 yards by Terry McLaurin. I hate how the lady goes.
People are sleeping on him, that's for sure.
Yes, they are. They're
worried about Keenan Allen. Crispy got him right in front of me. Fucker.
He knew you wanted him, too. You know he did.
All right, Drake.
And you gave him to him.
Tyler,
you
you're on
gave
the
it
clock.
to him.
Are you doing what I think you're doing here and going Christian Kirk for the stack? Planting the seed. Marinating.
I really want to, but I don't know. I'm kind of stuck because I expected somebody to be picked before now.
Walk us through what you're thinking here.
Well, I can't because I can't do that and then give away my next pick because somebody's
trying to get him to come back, huh?
Yeah, I need to get who I really want on the comeback. So I'm gonna go with this one because I've seen a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of development. I think Justin Fields develops his arm a lot this year, and I just don't know that I could pass on DJ Moore right there.
All right, so you took DJ Moore, and then I'm up. Man, Breece Hall falling so far. But once again,
he's going to keep falling.
I was about to say I don't like that split with Dalvin Cook, so he is going to keep falling. I'm going to take Dalvin Cook's replacement and fill in. I'm going to take Alexander Madison as my running back 1 in the 6th round at 6'6". Kept punting. That's a workhorse back in the NFL right there. So I'm going to take it and see what he gives me.
Not bad for waiting until the 6th round to get a running back. Yeah, not bad.
3 running backs so far that I was hoping would fall back to me have now not fallen back to me. So,
man,
in one round,
it's about to get.
That's what I was saying. You have to get a running back early. Like you got to get a stud. I feel like now early because when he gets in these middle ranges, it's so foggy.
There's only like 15 running backs that people really want. Like outside of that, you're kind of just like picking guys that you don't want to pick anyways.
I would take Christian Watson here if it was 3 wide receiver, but because it's not, sorry, but another running back goes off the board. The most
It was-
obvious.
Yep, it was
the
in consideration there.
Only game in town for the Cardinals, who I think are going to finish like close enough to be able to get Caleb Williams next year.
They're going to finish well enough to get Caleb Williams, and the Texans are going to finish well enough where they also get Harrison Smith Jr. So that's just my bold take.
So
Let me
then
ask you this,
Kyler's
Jack.
out.
With going for Connor, do you think with the quarterback? I mean, do you think he can handle like a full? Because maybe last year he kind of split like a full workload and stay, healthy.
Well, that's why I took him as my RB3 here.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, hopping on the
I
board, I
wouldn't
think
want
Brees.
to be, like if I would have been like punting the running backs and he was my RB1, I would definitely be very, very nervous. And at this point, any RB1 that you're going to be drafting is going to make me nervous. So, but I already had Najee. I've got the upside with Gibbs, so I was just looking for a volume back at that point. And Connor's like I said, he's the only game in town. Who's going to take touches from him? Keontae Ingram?
No.
No.
All right. So I'm definitely stressing about the running back now. I've booted this can down the road as far as I can. I don't think I can kick it any further. I'm going to start off with Javonte as my running back 1, and I'm going to turn around and I'm going to take a shot because I don't think he's going to fall back to me with you guys taking all these running backs. James Cook as my RB2.
Okay. All right. So to
I like
recap
the
the sixth
Javonte
round,
pick.
recap the sixth round, we have D-Hop at 6'1", Ken Walker, Cam Akers, Drake London, DJ Moore, Alexander Madison, James Conner, Brandon Ayuk, who is a hot commodity on this show, Dalvin Cook, Javonte Williams, and we're into the 7th round here now, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Jack,
Back-to-back
you're on the
tight ends
board.
there.
Yeah,
Swiped me. I was going to take Darren Waller there all day. That was so easy for me, and he took him. And he made it back to me. I'll just take the upside, I guess. Go with Christian
Darren
Waller.
Waller makes more business decisions than any tight end or maybe any player in the league. That's why I just never want him.
Yeah,
Man,
but
so
he's
you guys are
lead
going to
off
make me do this, huh?
targets.
You guys are going to force my hand into doing this, aren't you?
Still there.
He is still there. He's definitely still there.
The Giants got 73 slot wide receivers. Darren Waller is going to be the only game in town, basically.
That is true.
On the field for sure.
There's a lot of players I like in this specific round and this specific range. But as we were talking about workhorse running backs at that last one, I'm also going to take another workhorse running back and just get my running backs 1, 2 out of the way. I'm going to take Rashad White right here because there's literally no one behind him. Is Keyshawn Vaughn going to take work from him? No. So I'm just going to take that volume play and hope that eventually later down the line I can get a different running back off of waivers who emerges as top tier talent. But that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
All right,
Rashad White.
Tampa's
For
going
me
to come
here, go ahead.
Arizona for the bottom of the league.
What'd you say, Tampa, about Tampa?
Tampa is going to suck this year. I'm sorry to say. The quarterback's
talking about?
in shorts and t-shirt. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Baker Mayfield's going to be top 10. Oh, I'm just kidding.
All right. This is my pick. Before we get into the Baker nonsense, I got to cut that off.
Have you seen the
We're going to go too far left field.
Baker and Trask? Oh man, it's bad.
Oh, it's gross.
Okay, so right here, I've got about 30 seconds. The Christian Kirk thing is still there and still tempting me, Aaron, but I'm going to take a stack here of who I think is really going to be T-Law's number 1 go-to.
There you go.
And I'm going to take Evan Ingram.
All right.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. I love Evan Ingram, dude. He won me games last year for sure. You were talking earlier, Huss, about having your tight end sewed up instead of streaming them all year. I actually like doing that. I like picking tight end of the week, man. And Evan Ingram was my I had Goddard for most of the year last year, but Evan Ingram, he came in and he filled in admirably, I will say. That's why they paid the man, I guess.
And everyone's pushing off Brees Hall. I just picked him up as my first bench player.
I knew you were going to get him. I knew you were going to get him. I just had a feeling.
Back half of the year value is strong for sure.
All right, I'm on the clock here. I think I need to get some I'm looking at running back. I'm always looking over there. Dobbins is still there. Kamara's there. Nobody that I'm really super excited about. So I think I'm gonna, I like some of the wide receivers over here though. I'm gonna go ahead and grab Christian Kirk. I like me some Kirk. He always does what he needs to do over there. I think Calvin Ridley's over there, and the spotlight is on Ridley, and I think Ridley's going to be getting that double coverage while Christian Kirk is just sweeping up after him. So I like it. And I'm still on the clock, and I'm going over to tight end. I think it's about that time. I'm going to grab a tight end that I really like. He was a Cowboy last year. He's on Houston this year. Aside from Nico Collins, who they got to be catching balls over in Houston, I'm going to take Dalton Schultz.
And to recap the 7th round, guys, we got James Cook at the 7-1, Kyle Pitts, Darren Waller, Christian Watson, Rashid White, Evan Ingram, Chris Godwin, Dallas Goedert, Breece Hall, who fell all the way to 7-9. That's crazy. I passed on him twice. Christian Kirk to round out the 7th round.
What do you think about Schultz? Oh, go ahead. Do you think?
I drop Joe Burrow. I'm gonna smoke the ball. I win. I win.
I was waiting for
man. It. Breece Hall at 7, Burrow in the 8th. Like, man.
You still got to fill in the wide receiver position. You got to start 2.
Only got to start 2, though. Imagine how many wide receivers are going to be coming up on the waiver wire.
Yep. Guys, we're not even thinking about it yet.
Yeah, definitely. I do like your roster in general, but I do think that it is time to start looking at a receiver for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That wide receiver, too. That was the spot that got punted for me.
Hey, he can get DJ Chark late. He'll be all right.
DJ Chark. No, it's crazy because you're always going to have to punt a position. That sucks that Kamara went there because I was really hoping he was going to fall to me.
He would not have. He would
Correct.
not have.
He wouldn't have made it past me.
So Kamara's in there, right? He's the guy, right? For sure. With all the legal stuff.
Outside of his suspension, he'll be back though.
He's not getting suspended. It was a misdemeanor.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I was thinking.
I've just been double tapping where in almost every league that I took Kamara, I then also took Jamal Williams and or Kendre Miller later, like one of the two.
Just to be safe. I like it.
All right, so man, there's so many players that this is where I struggle sometimes. There's so many players I would like to take right now. But I know the Zach Bradley, and I know if I don't take him now, I'm not going to get him. And I really like this player, not because I'm a Razorback fan, but I just think D-Hop being there is going to create so much opportunity. Last year he was getting knocked out in the end zone in double coverage, catching a touchdown. This year D-Hop's going to be in double coverage, and he's going to be soaking them up. He doesn't drop balls. I'm going Treylon Burks.
Hey, that works.
Okay.
It's not a draft unless Tyler takes Treylon Burks.
Every time.
So 40 rounds passes ADP as running back 3. I'm gonna wait for J.K. Dobbins to get healthy, and I'm gonna take him right here.
There you go. There you go. I like Burks, man, this year. I think he's gonna do good. Yeah, he's actually married to my co-host's cousin, so that's pretty cool.
So I'm gonna go and take my favorite tight end, who I think could jump as high as top 5 this year. The Muth is gonna get loose.
I do like Pat Freiermuth. Big Pat Freiermuth guy.
I don't know. I've had Freiermuth in the past, and it's just never really worked out that great for me. So I kind of stay away from him. But I could see him doing good this year for sure.
Well, they can't do worse than last year. Kenny Pickett threw 7 touchdowns. 7. Like, what the hell?
Oh, I remember because I had Deontay Johnson, and it was painful every time that I had to watch football.
You mean who had 0?
He had 0. With 107,000 targets, he had 0 touchdowns.
Yeah, I had Deontay too, man. I was really thinking I was going to ride that boat. It didn't work out.
That boat sank.
Yeah.
it's like I'm a big Steelers fan, and last year I did not draft a single Steelers player to my roster. I was like, they're gonna be really bad this year.
You weren't high.
I was not wrong.
You weren't high on Najee last year?
No, I was out on Najee. I was out on everybody. I was like, I was not a big fan of the Kenny Pickett pick. I didn't like the offensive line. I didn't like the setup with the OC with Canada there.
Mhm.
So blame Canada because it was bad last year.
Blame Canada.
It literally it's like to the point where it's like if this year Kenny Pickett throws 20 touchdowns, he's going to look like a godsend compared to last year.
What about this year on Najee? Are you high on Najee this year?
Yeah, I know. I'm super. This year I'm back in on it. So last year was combination of ADP, the team around him, with Roethlisberger gone. I knew the targets were gonna go down. I just was like, he's gonna underperform, and he was going in first round, second round last year. Where this year it's like now it's the complete reverse. It's like now he's a value because he's going as late as third, fourth rounds, depending on league size and drafting and how much people hate him and stuff. And it's like there's no way he's not gonna see 300 to 350 touches healthy.
Yeah.
So I'm back on the clock here, and I'm gonna do just the safest pick, safest move I can make, safest pick I can make. I'm gonna go ahead and take David Montgomery here. If he takes over the Jamal Williams role last season, that's super good value. If that's what he does, if Jahmyr Gibbs is just going to be a receiver, then I'm gonna turn around on the turn here. And because I'm not going to have a chance to take him later, I'm really big on George Pickens this year. I really want to share that somewhere. So I'm going to take George Pickens as well.
I hate you.
All right, guys. And to wrap up the 8th round, we got Dalton Schultz at the 8-1, Joe Burrow, Isaiah Pacheco, Alvin Kamara, Treylon Burks, J.K. Dobbins, Pat Freiermuth, Deontay Johnson, Mike Williams sneakily at the 8-9, and David Montgomery wraps it out. We got 5 more rounds to go. We're going to speed round these. Get through these pretty quickly.
Let's do
You
it.
say that, and then someone's on the clock.
We could pop it up.
We got to start powering through some of these. Let me tell you.
Can you pop it up to a minute timer?
That would be up to Aaron.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
Maybe that'll speed it up a little bit.
There we go. All right.
Almost did 30 seconds.
That's what we do. That's what we do. We'll go through mock 30 seconds, bro. Just bap, 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 bap.
There we go. 30 seconds and go.
Oh, would you put on 30?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
30 per pick. We're rolling.
Speed round now.
Speed round. Tyler Lockett
Speed
goes
round.
there. Zach Bradley is on the clock. He took Mike Evans. Jack, you're on the clock here, buddy.
Yeah, it's easy for me at this point because I have a complete team, so I can just take whoever I want. I'm going to take later season upside. Give me some JSN.
That's working. I'm going to go ahead and take my quarterback. I'm going to go ahead and reach a little bit. I do like Tua a little bit more than Deshaun, but I want that stack as well with Tyreek Hill.
I was hoping JSN would come back to me.
I
made a choice between JSN and George Pickens. That's what I did.
So he wouldn't come.
Pickens. It's unfortunately for Deontay Johnson truthers, it's going to be another season of 100 catches and no touchdowns. He'll have more than 0, but it's not going to. He's not the touchdown guy. Pickens and the Muth. That's the red zone targets.
Timed out over there, Tyler.
I didn't. I picked at the last second.
Okay.
It was difficult. I was thinking Michael Pittman maybe, but then I struggle with with Anthony Richardson as a thrower.
I agree.
Yeah, he's gonna have it's gonna be a learning curve for sure.
He's got the right quarterback coach though.
Yeah.
Goes Marquise
Ooh,
Brown.
quick one.
He was waiting for him.
Yeah.
So to wrap up the 9th round, we have George Pickens at 9-1, Tyler Lockett, Mike Evans, JSN, Tua Tagovailoa, Jordan Addison, Antonio Gibson, Deshaun Watson, Marquise Hollywood Brown, and Michael Thomas.
No.
Into the
Just
fence.
no.
He's going to hurt you, Bandy. He's going to hurt you.
I refuse.
I won't do it. How many times do we need to see this before we're just I'm going to let someone else deal with it?
I mean, he's late. It's a little later, Maybe he does some for him. Maybe he doesn't. I'm probably gonna, let him sit on my bench and just wait and see what happens anyway. So I mean, I got Stephon Diggs and D Hop, and I got enough wide receivers and running backs to fill in the rest of the slots. So why
Well,
not?
Don't worry, Michael Thomas will be taking a spot on your IR. I promise.
Well, you know what? You probably
I really
right.
hate that I got Marquise Brown and Michael Pittman there, but I feel like I just had to pick up like the scraps of whatever was there, like value wise. But I'm so out on Anthony Richardson and Pittman, and if this was any kind of money on the line, I would definitely not be taking Pittman.
I'm gonna take late season upside right here.
Jameson Williams. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take the number 2 in Washington, who I think could potentially usurp Terry McLaurin, just because for some reason it never happens.
I love Dotson.
But I'm taking Jahan Dotson late, potential breakout candidate for me.
I agree. I love him, man.
It's forcing me to take all the rookies. I'm gonna take Quentin Johnston, stack with Herbert.
Okay. I'm liking. If I get one more name to fall to me, I'm liking it. Let's see if it happens.
It won't.
That's how it's been this whole draft. Honestly, I really dislike drafting from the 1-1. I really do.
Yeah, I don't like it either, man. It's a tough spot to draft in, I think, man. I mean, yeah, you get your pick of the litter, but by the time it gets back to you, it's already looking pretty rough. So I'm with you on that.
My least favorite spots are.
Most championships come. I mean, we're talking like every single league in fantasy football, but I think it's because of the 3 picks inside the whatever it is. I mean, in this case, it would be 3 picks inside the top 21.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're talking about drafting from the 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Rashad Penny and Jamal Williams.
So to wrap up the 10th round, we had Jerick McKinnon at 10-1, Michael Pittman, AJ Dillon, Brandon Cooks, Jameson Williams, Jahan Dotson, Quentin Johnston, Kadarius Toney, Brian Robinson, and then Ray took Rashad Penny, who I was hoping would sneak back to me, and then he wrapped up to start the 11th with Jamal Williams.
Yeah, speaking of someone who will be in your IR soon, Rashad Penny.
Hey, I just need him to have me like a couple good weeks. That's it.
Just a couple.
Keep drafting all my favorite rookies, I guess. Give me Devon Achane.
Gang.
I'm not
I'm
drafting
so
Gabe
high
Davis.
on Achane this year. I'm like, just the fact that he's competing with Tyreek Hill in foot races is like insane to me.
I like him. I just the team altogether, all the rookies just scares me.
Oh yeah. I had a draft. Did a mock draft a little while ago, and I had a whole team of rookies, and I wasn't mad at it. It wasn't the best draft, but I wasn't mad at it.
Well, it always seems like a good idea until about halfway through the season, right?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, Khalil Herbert. I wanted him.
Okay,
Gabe Davis. I wanted Gabe Davis too.
Yeah, boot scooting boogieing now.
Yeah.
Now we're rolling, boys. Cooking with gas, as they say.
Maybe a note to take away from this is for these big drafts, make it 30 seconds.
That's true. That's true.
Well, it depends how deep into the stuff you want to get.
I don't know if you guys are like, ever played baseball or anything like that, but in the batter's box, you got the weighted bat, right? You gotta force yourself to do something a little harder. So when it comes down to the real time, just everything slows down. So if you do 30-second mocks, like you're just ready for a minute. It's like it takes forever. That minute will just last forever.
Yep. To wrap up the 11th, Jamal Williams, Samaje Perine, Zay Flowers, Devine Achane, Zach Charbonnet, Khalil Herbert, Gabe Davis, Elijah Moore, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Damian Harris. And then we're into the 12th.
Ooh, wait.
Alan Lazard, OBJ, back-to-back, 12-1, 12-2.
I like that Elijah Moore pick.
Like, these are the rounds where it's like, these are the harder decisions. Like, we should have had 30 seconds in the first rounds. Like, who's really
Yeah, that is true.
More than 5 seconds to pick Justin Jefferson at 101. Like,
well, yeah, well, you want to
got to do the 30 and then hit 60 later when it's like getting down to these nitty gritty, and you're like, oh my good Lord, making life decisions in the 9th round.
Yeah, well, the most important decisions are at the top, though, right? So you need a little more time to overthink it, as we like to do.
Okay, I'm still liking what's still on the board too. There's a few receivers that I really like on the board still.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I'm going to say this. I'm going to reach here, like reach real far. And I say that because this is a 10-team
league here where, I'm going to take mostly skill positions. I'm probably going to stream a second quarterback and a second tight end. I'm going to load up on skill. I'm weak at running back, so I think Khalil takes the start, but I think this guy owns it by the end of the year.
Hey,
Okay.
good late round pick. I also am going to reach a little bit because I
Can't hear you, buddy.
Yeah, I think you cut out there, Aaron.
it'll be fine. I'm just going to take Sky Moore here.
All right. So what are you thinking here, Jack? Oh, you're
I
going to
didn't
take
get
Darnell?
DJ Moore, so I'm going to take Darnell Mooney.
Okay. I like that pick too. I like Darnell Mooney. I think he's in a better situation now being the 2 than what he was trying to be the 1 because he's not a 1.
Well, and if Fields elevates as a passer, like I think that's just going to help Mooney and DJ Moore. Like they're going to be the primaries, and then Cole Kmet will pick up what's left.
Yeah, I can't believe they gave Cole Kmet a bag. You know what I mean?
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for the running backs that Cole Kmet's getting paid 4-year, $50 million contract.
It's insane.
These guys are scrapping it out to get $15 million a year.
Begging for 11.
Well, I got my guy. I
did.
got Tank Bigsby. He's always going to be on my roster every mock.
Alan
And-
Lazard goes to 12-1, Odell 12-2, Adam Thielen, Daniel Jones, Rashawn Johnson, Sky Moore, Darnell Mooney, Elijah Mitchell, Cortland Sutton, and Tank's boy, Tank Bigsby at 12-10. Ray's back on the clock again. Who you got?
I'm going to go. I've been taking a lot of this Nico Collins. I like that pick at the very end of the draft.
There you go.
And I am the biggest Tank Bigsby truther other than his mom.
All right.
Have y'all seen the footage of Deuce Vaughn over at the Cowboys? That little short 5'5" running back, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That is-
It's like the scene in Willy Wonka when the Oompa Loompas come out and start doing their little.
But it's definitely a little interesting, man. I mean, I got him in my watch list for sure. You know.
Yeah.
People do realize that, like on that play, he'd be like tackled for a loss, but nobody's like they're just playing like 2-hand touch out there, so he gets to run.
You just butter him up, dude. He'll slip right through him.
Sam
Oh,
Laporta.
Sam Laporta.
I mean, the worry with him is injury because he's so small. But I mean, I'm keeping an eye on him. That's for sure. Especially with Tony Pollard, who was having trouble running the ball for over 15 touches last year. You know what I mean?
He's already hurt.
Man,
I said it
you
like
can
a
still
back, but I didn't elaborate. The reason I think Pollard's a bust is partly what you just said, that he's never been a workhorse, but also they're changing schemes from what he was successful at doing and running outside zone schemes. And Schottenheimer and McCarthy both want to run inside zone schemes. So basically they're like, yeah, all that stuff you were doing to the outside, getting out in the open and getting like big yardage, stop all that. Run up the center's ass for 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. He was super successful doing that last year, and now they're going to just run him up through the middle. Yeah. I'm with you.
Oh, my boy Kirky Cousins goes at 13-8.
All right, I got to get me a backup here. Grab me some Aaron Rodgers.
He's like a
So 13th round and final round, Nico Collins 13-1, Rashid Rice, Tyler Algier, Sam Laporta, Romeo Dobbs, Ezekiel Elliott. Tyler, that was a sneaky pick right there. Tyler Boyd, Kirk Cousins, Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers to round out the draft. So, who thinks their team's just ugly gross?
I like my team. I like it.
I do too. I like mine as well.
I like it.
If you don't do a 10-team draft with like a pretty solid team, like everyone should have pretty solid teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so we're converting this to a league, right? Got it? Bet.
There it is.
I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. So, starting with Tyler, we'll go ahead and end this show, guys. Tell us who you think in the comments had the best team so we can, just kind of talk a little trash to each other. But starting with Tyler. Tyler, where can everyone find you, buddy?
Yeah, just check us out on Instagram and Twitter at FF Advice Forum. Big thing though, just come over to the website, fantasyfootballadviceforum.com, the community for fantasy footballers. These guys are in there. We're just hanging out. It's a place where you can come, post your questions, post your thoughts. If you're a content creator and you want to post some of that in there, you can do that too. And you get guys like that's in this mock that are going to be answering those, like, should you do this trade? Should you do that trade? And you know, ultimately it's community. That's why we all play fantasy football. We love hanging out. We love fantasy football. So, come chill with us over at fantasyfootballadviceforum.com.
Alex, buddy, where can they find you at?
So at FF Hustler 420, you can go find me everywhere, YouTube, everywhere on social media, fantasyfootballhustler.com. That'll get you to all the different links of everything that we got going on. And yeah, the best ball tournament that we're doing, one thing, it does have IDP. So I know that makes some people nervous, but I set it up so even if you're like brand new to IDP, like everybody, unless you completely punt the position, you'll be fine. But I want to ease people into the IDP world because I think once people get in there, they're going to start having some fun.
Yes, sir. It is fun.
Defense are people too.
So,
Yeah,
not full defenses, individual defensive players are.
for
All right,
sure.
Bandy, where can we find you at, buddy?
Go down to YouTube, Fourth and Flex, Fantasy Football Podcast. Go over there, man. We're helping you out, helping you with your waiver wires, with your starts and sits, man. Get on there, ask us some questions. We'll take care of you, man. Go over there and subscribe to us.
Heck yeah, and Jack.
If you want statistical, analytical driven content, then go somewhere else because I don't have it. You can find my dumb videos at Jack Lusney, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook.
All right. As always, guys, please leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to the video or the channel down below. But till next time, thanks for being on, guys. We really appreciate it. But till next time, we will see you later.